Morning, everybody. How are we? Hope you're well. Gonna check everything out. All right, cool. We are live in both groups, which is good. Good morning. Hope you're having a great morning. It's Tuesday. Enjoy the day. Have you started the day, or are we just getting up? What's happening? Live in all groups, also TikTok and Instagram. How is everybody? Hey, Jess, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. So today we're doing 30 questions in 30 minutes. I like this quick shake up format because it's a lot easier to get through as many questions as I can. They're all going to be to do with um, health and wellness, weight loss, and all that type of stuff. Okay, so if you have any questions you want to ask me live, feel free to jump on at any time. If I don't get to it, DM me the question later on, and I'll answer it to you straight away. Yeah, so coming through to the groups. If you're in the groups, I can't see your questions pop up on the screen. So if I miss it, can you just have a bit of patience and I'll get to it? Hey, Renee, I'll get to it when I can, if that's cool. I'm going to get cracking straight into it. I'm not going to waste any time today. So, first question: how many calories should I be eating per day? Okay, that's a pretty broad question. It all depends on your goals. Are you on a fat loss phase, in a maintenance phase, or are you in a muscle building phase? So, if you want to lose weight, we've got to be in a deficit of about 500 calories per day. That's probably the normal thing to say. Okay. If you're at a maintenance level, you got to find where your happy medium is and what you're tracking, and your weight doesn't move. And if you're happy with being at maintenance level, stay there. If you're in a muscle building phase, we've got to add calories on, which means increasing your protein intake as well. Don't overthink it. Just start with the basics. 500 calories in a deficit per day is the best way to start. What's the best way to track my food? Okay, so we use MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. It's really, really good to use. If you're not tracking, you're not winning, in my opinion. Okay, be honest with yourself. Track everything. Log your meals, including the sneaky little cookie you're going to have or the chocolate. It all counts. Calories count. Measure your portion sizes before you cook them as well, which is really, really helpful. But track consistently. You need to do it for a period of time, not just one day. Okay, you need to do it for a period of time. Then you'll find out roughly what you're eating. So my opinion is track what you're eating for a normal week first before you start putting yourself into a deficit, so you know where your actual maintenance calories are. Third question: do I need to cut out carbs to lose weight? Simple answer: no. Okay, don't listen to all those people. Focus on whole grains, fruits, veggies, and stuff like that. They're really good carbs that you want to have. Low carb diets can work, but sustainability is the key. Okay, moderation. Moderation. Carbs fuel your workouts and your brain, so you need carbs. Is intermittent fasting safe for people over 40? Yes, it can be, and it is, but listen to your body. If skipping breakfast starts to feel like torture, then have breakfast, but limit your calories throughout the rest of the day. Okay, weight loss is about calories in versus calories out. So it's important that if you are doing intermittent fasting and you feel hungry by 11 o'clock, have the food. Okay, start low and slow first. So do a 12-hour fast rather than going into a 16-hour if you can't do it, and work up to it when you can. But you've got to remember, fasting is not a magic bullet. Okay, it's not going to make you lose weight or calories like that. Calories still count. That's important to remember. But the one thing you got to realize when you are on a fasting situation is your energy levels will start to drop pretty quickly because you aren't fueling yourself during that period of time. So just be mindful of that. Caffeine's going to help you in that instance. Okay, how much protein should I eat to build muscle? Look, there's plenty of studies out there that say 1 gram per kilo, but what we like to do is 1.5 to 2 grams per kilo of target body weight. Target body weight is the actual caveat to all that. Okay, so if you are aiming for 80 kilos as your body weight, 160 grams of protein is bang on per day. Okay, but spread it out over the day. The protein is there to help satiate you. It means fill you up for as long as possible. So if you can spread out your window of eating protein, the likelihood of you being full all the time is pretty close. Okay, they're pretty close. So you're not trying to eat like a bodybuilder. You're eating to either decrease body fat or just do a little bit of an increase. So yeah, 1.5 to 2 grams of target body weight per day is ample. What are the healthiest fats to include in my diet? Avoid trans fats if we can. Avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, things like that. They're really, really good fats. Omega-3s from fish is another one. But remember, fat doesn't make you fat. overeating makes you fat. Okay, we've got to remember that. So we need fats, we need carbs in our diet so we can function. Should I be taking supplements, and if so, which ones? Okay, you shouldn't have to take supplements if you're eating enough fruit, veggies, and whole foods. Okay, you shouldn't have to. But as a bare minimum, a multivitamin would really, really help put you over the top of any deficiencies you might have with vitamins during the day, and if you don't eat enough fruit and veggies. So multivitamin is great. Protein powder as a supplement, it's not as a replacement, it's a supplement. It's to increase your protein count per day. Okay, that's the whole reason for, hey Jules, protein powder. It's a supplement to supplement your protein target per day. So yeah, a protein powder is really, really good. Fish oil, if you're not eating enough omega-3s, are really, really good. Creatine's a great thing if you are serious about building muscle. Obviously, it's been studied for a very long time, and it has great effects, including giving you that little bit of extra energy. But like anything, if you are deficient in something, get tests first and find out what you need to increase. But really, the only supplements are those that I would be looking at, and possibly caffeine as a pre-workout, give you a little bit of energy. But apart from that, they're the only ones I'd look out for. Please avoid miracle fat loss pills. The only thing that gets slim on those is your bank account and your wallet. Okay, be mindful of that. Is it okay to have cheat meals, or will they ruin my progress? I hate that word, but totally fine in moderation. It's like anything. If you have 2,000 calories per day to eat and you can fit in a cheat meal within that 2,000 calories, then have that cheat meal. It's not the actual meal that makes you happy. It's the surroundings that you're having it with. It's the people you're enjoying that meal with, right? We can't forget that. Don't use cheat meals as motivation, because you'll end up binging. So yeah, just have that food that you like, but make sure you have it in as part of your calorie count. How much water should I be drinking daily? The old measure was 8 to 10 cups per day, but I like to work in liters. So 2 to 3 liters a day is really, really good. 4 if you can, which is a gallon, I think, from memory, if you're over in the US. You've got to replenish and rehydrate every single day. It's really, really important. It helps move your vitamins around, minerals around your body, recovery, rest, fills you up a little bit more as well. So you're less likely to eat shitty foods. Good way of monitoring whether you're drinking enough water is your pee should be pretty like pale yellow to clear. Okay, if it's dark, you're not drinking enough water. Okay, that's a good way to know how much water you're having. So always have a water bottle in your peripherals. I've got maybe 1 or 2 hanging around my office and at home, so I'm always drinking all the time. How do I manage sugar cravings without sabotaging my process? Okay, couple of things. Dark chocolate, have that around the house, but have it in moderation. The good thing is break up those family blocks into like 7 lines and have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday written on them in foil, and then have one of those a day, which is about 70 calories. You can definitely have that as part of your nutrition plan to keep those, happy little meals that you like. Fruit's really good to cure sugar cravings. Even low calorie soft drinks are really, really good. But if you find like natural sweeteners and things like that are good for you, then add them into your coffees, because your calorie count's going to go really, really low. So if you are having sugar cravings, go for the thing that you like, a cookie or whatever it is, but make sure you track it as part of your overall calorie count per day. Okay, be mindful of that. But most of the time when you are having a sugar craving or something like that, you are not hungry. You just need to get up and go for a walk or have some water. Okay, what kind of workouts should I start with to avoid injury? Okay, the best is to start with body weight stuff, okay, because you're carrying that all every day and your body's used to that weight. So that's the best way to start. I would probably go up to light weights or bands is the next thing if you are brand new into the gym, especially if you're like, a little bit overweight, then it's going to be really hard just to jump in the gym and start lifting straight away. So yeah, like body weight, bands, things like that are great. But form is the key for lifting. Okay, form is the key to avoid any injury. We've got to learn how to lift properly. Really, really important. So don't just jump into a HIIT workout and expect, oh shit, I'm going to burn all this fat. What you're going to do is put your body into jeopardy, fuck your joints up, and you're going to have a problem with getting back into the gym later on. So super important to remember that. How many days a week is optimal to lift weights? Okay, look, 2 to 3 days per week is a great starting point. If you can get to the gym 2 to 3 days a week and you can get a really decent full body workout in those 2 to 3 days, you are definitely doing your body a service. Okay. It's a great thing to do. But more importantly is rest days. We've got to have rest days. So if you're going from zero, which means you've never been to a gym before, to launching into your lifting career, 3 days is really, really good. Okay. But be mindful of burnout, be mindful of DOMs and all that other stuff. So if we do a full body workout, we're not smashing ourselves in one body part for one day. We are doing multiple body parts. So we got our body a bit better chance to recover. Okay. So yeah, 2 to 3 days is probably optimal. Do I need a personal trainer or can I follow online workouts? Okay. Great question. Personal trainers are really, really good in terms of if you have never, ever lifted before and you need to learn how to lift. Okay, really, really good. But you can do that with an online program. If the coach has pre-lifting videos on there to show you how to do it, how to execute the lift properly, the correct form of the lift, then you might not need a personal trainer. But don't discard personal trainers. If you are a person that needs somebody to push you and you can't push yourself, they are there for that reason. Hey, Ams. So just be mindful of it. If you can afford it, great. If you can't, an online program like ours is really, really good. It's very affordable by most people. And that way you get everything locked in, ready to go for you when you need a program change. The good thing about an online coach versus a personal trainer is most PTs are booked up at the times you want to go. With an online coach, you can go whenever you like because you have it in your pocket. Okay, that's the biggest difference between the two of them. How can I improve my flexibility and mobility as I age? We've got to stretch, people. We've got to stretch every day if we can. I'm 46 years of age. I think stretching is very, very important the older we get. So we've got to be mindful of doing some form of mobility work every night if we can, or every second night. I mean, on your rest days is the best time to do things like yoga and mobility work because it gives you, it's like an active recovery. So if you can incorporate some form of yoga or stretching on your rest days, it's going to really, really help you. And not just in the long run, but also like at the gym, at recovery. Dynamic stretching before your workouts and stretching after is definitely going to help you recover quicker. Foam rollers are really, really good to get out those knots. And if you can and you can afford it, get a massage once a month. It's really, really beneficial. Okay. Is weight training more important than cardio for fat loss? Okay, I think both of them are super important. It depends on the level of cardio that you do. You can't use cardio to burn fat. Let's get that straight. Okay, cardio is just there to increase your heart rate, give you a little bit of mindfulness, but also a couple hundred calories in the sleeve that we didn't even account for. Okay, but lifting weights is more important for losing fat because we're trying to build a bigger frame. We're trying to get more muscle on our body so we can eat more food and burn more calories. All right, cardio is great for heart health, cardiovascular. So if you can balance a bit of both, walking, if you can balance running and swimming and cycling and that as well, if you enjoy that stuff, great. If not, just walking is the best probably type of cardio you can have. So full body workouts are the best, then followed by maybe some walking, and then swimming and cycling are low impact. Running would be the next one after that. What's the best way to strengthen my core? Don't forget to do abs as part of your routine. Okay. If you're working out 3 days a week, I would expect you to be doing 3 days worth of abs during the week. If you can fit in a couple at home, great. Okay. It's not ab workouts are there to give you a strong core. It's not going to make you pop a six pack immediately. That comes down to, you guessed it, nutrition. Okay. So the best way is do 3 or 4 ab sets every single day, every time you go to the gym. At the end, as a finisher, most people do it because they're gassed with every other body part, but super important. Should I be focusing on heavy weights or lighter weights with more reps? For strength, we go heavy with few reps. Okay. For endurance, we go lighter with more reps. So generally the rep range for strength is 6 to 8, and for endurance is anywhere from 12 to 15 to 20 sometimes. Both are useful if you can mix it up during your program. So maybe 4 days on one and 4 days on 4 weeks on one and 4 weeks on the other. But don't go too heavy too soon. Let's get the ego out. Okay. When we walk in the gym, you can't just go and say, that guy's my height, my size, and he's benching 100 kilos. You're going to give yourself an injury. Okay. You don't want to be that person stuck underneath the bar. How can I build muscle without gaining weight? This is a great question. we've got to lift weights. The first one, we've got to increase our protein. We've got to keep in a calorie maintenance or deficit. We can still increase muscle mass by being in a deficit. Just remember that, people. Track your progress with measurements. Stick to a calorie maintenance when you can. When we get to a level where we're happy, we can start adding calories on. So don't listen here. What people say, muscle weighs more than fat. They weigh the exact same. Muscle's more dense than fat. Okay, the reason why why fat is more predominant than muscle is because for half a kilo of body fat, it's about that much density, and then half a kilo of muscle is about that much density. So it takes a lot longer to see the muscles if you've got more fat on. Okay, muscle does not weigh more than fat. Proven fact. What exercises are best for improving posture? Good question. Rows, pull aparts, planks, stuff like that can strengthen your core. I think more importantly is how you sit every single day, how you sit in the car, how you sit at the desk. They're more important for your posture every single day. Okay, those incidental types of exercises, I'm talking about what you do every single day, is more important for your posture than focusing on something as an exercise for it. But there are plenty of exercises out there. Don't neglect neck exercises as well, because our head weighs like 20 odd kilos, and we've got to put a lot of pressure on our spine and our neck every single day. So, yeah, pretty good. How long should my workouts be for optimal results? 45 minutes to an hour, maybe hour 15 is optimal. If you're going for an hour and a half to 2 hours and you're only a newbie, you've probably been on your phone for too fucking long, so get off there. We've got to be mindful of what's our rest period in between weight sets. If it says 30 seconds, if it says 60 seconds, let's stick to it if we can. Okay. Don't skip your warm-ups and your cool-downs at all, but we want to have quality sessions. So 45 minutes to an hour is about bang on, in my opinion. How much cardio? God, I'm going to lose my voice in a minute. How much cardio should I do each week? Okay. Rule of thumb, 150 minutes per week of moderate cardio is enough. Or if you're walking every single day, you're doing yourself a massive favor. So yeah, don't discount walks. Walks are great for that type of reason. Which is better for fat loss, steady state cardio or HIIT? Okay, both work. HIIT burns more calories, steady state burns more fat. Okay, so that's why walking is better for you. HIIT destroys the muscles and the joints a lot quicker. So we got to be mindful of that. I don't care if you do one a week of those HIIT classes, they're really, really good. But if you're not used to putting your body under that much pressure, just go for a walk. How can I make cardio more enjoyable? The best way is to do the one that you like to do the most. I love cycling, so that's my favorite type of cardio. It just gives me freedom out on the road. I can put my headset on. I can listen to a podcast, whatever. So things like that. If you do stuff you love, it's not going to be a chore, right? Audiobooks, podcasts, having a good training buddy, walking buddy is even better. If you can have a good chat with someone, it's going to help you out as well. Group classes are great. But yeah, do the cardio thing that you like doing the most, and then you'll do it more. Will doing too much cardio make me lose muscle? Yeah, definitely can. Excessive cardio can eat muscle gain if you're not fueling your body properly. That's why if you're depleting yourself with carbs, you're doing yourself a disservice. All right. Balance your cardio with strength training to preserve your muscle. It's important. If you are a runner, they still lift weights. If you're a cyclist or a swimmer, if you're anything like that, they still lift weights to maintain muscle mass. Okay. It's like a balancing act. So just limit the amount of cardio to 150 a week, but more importantly, it's weight training is more important. What's the best cardio workout for joint health? Okay. Low impact, swimming, cycling. They're probably your two best ones, and walking on an elliptical or something like that, where you're not severely impacting your joints. If you are 100 kilos, 200 kilos, you're severely affecting your joints if you're doing high impact stuff. Running, for example, can really bugger up people's knees because they got excessive weight. Okay, we've got to be super mindful of that. So yeah, the best cardio for joint health is the lighter stuff, swimming and cycling. It's really, really beneficial for you. How important is rest in between workouts? Your muscles can't grow unless you give them time to rest. Okay, that's how important rest and recovery is. All right, active recovery like walking or yoga is going to benefit you because you're flushing out lactic acid, stopping the strain on your muscles, which is super important. But rest and recovery is almost as important as being in a calorie deficit for fat loss. What are the signs of overtraining? Generally, constant fatigue, anger, difficulty sleeping, exhaustion, maybe you're not lifting as much as you were before, aches and pains, that little niggle that you get that you haven't given a rest. They're definitely the signs that you're overtraining, okay? How much sleep do I need for optimal recovery? Now, this is a tough one to answer because, the studies out there show, I'll get to that in 2 seconds. Studies in that show 7 to 9 hours is optimal, but most parents get 5 to 6. So if you can get extra sleep during the day, I know naps are great. It does help, but optimal is 7 to 9 hours, per day for rest and recovery. Poor sleep can lead to mood swings, food cravings, slower recovery, and things like that. How is it best to use a weighted vest? That's a good question. For me, I like using a weighted vest to walk because it gives me a little bit of resistance, so my heart rate picks up a little bit more. If you're strong enough to use it during a light sort of body weight session, then it adds an extra 10 kilos to your body. But for me, it's for walking. I like it to just give myself a little bit of resistance. So I'm kind of like progressively overloading my body. Just gets the heart rate up a little bit more. So hopefully that answers your question, mate. It's a good question. What are the best ways to reduce muscle soreness after a workout? Stretching, first and foremost. So when you finish your set, go and do 5 minutes of stretching at the end, and really if you did lats and arms, like focus on upper body stretching more than lower body, because it's not really going to benefit you too much unless you did legs the day before. Hydration, eating the right fuel after workout, which includes carbohydrates. Okay, that's really going to help with muscle soreness. Active recovery, again, yoga, mobility work, walking, swimming, but also embrace the soreness, right? It's a sign that we're getting stronger. So, the DOMS is really, really cool. Good sign that you've given yourself a great workout, but you're also getting stronger. How can I improve my sleep quality to aid recovery? Okay, the thing that works the best is consistent sleep strategy. So if you can go to bed and wake up roughly around the same time, it really does help your sleep quality. Reducing screen time beforehand does help in ways, keeping your room at the temperature you like or the darkness. Also avoiding caffeine or after around sort of 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're probably the best ways to improve your sleep quality to aid recovery. How do I stay motivated when I'm not seeing results? Now, this is a great question. Most people are focusing on the end goal and not the small victories along the way. Okay, that's going to get you motivated. The increase in weight, the extra 5,000 steps a week or whatever, the tracking your nutrition, like those things are wins. Okay, so focusing on those small victories every week. If you set yourself a massive goal and all you do is focus on that, you're not going to worry about those small steps to get to that goal. Okay, the most important thing to get to a goal is the steps you take to get there. It's not getting there, because when you get there, your aspirations get bigger, and then there's a bigger goal coming up, and you've got to go through those steps again. So focusing on the small victories are really, really important. We've got to remember it takes time. Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You've heard that 1,000 times. We've said it 1,000 times. Okay, if you don't have consistent goals or realistic goals, you're not going to be able to celebrate those small victories along the way. Okay, there's a saying there: the man that likes walking will enjoy the journey more than the man that just likes the destination. Okay, so those small steps along the way are really, really important. How can I overcome the fear of starting at the gym? Okay, this is really cool. I could probably talk about this for hours. Everybody starts somewhere. Okay, and the hardest part is realizing that nobody in the gym is judging you. They're too focused on themselves. The mirrors are there for them to focus on form, not to look at you or look at their muscles. Well, some of them do. Some of them do a bit of a sneaky flex every now and then. Guilty. But everyone's got to understand that everybody's there for themselves, to better themselves. A guy that's been there for 15, 20 years, he wants to help you. He wants to give you advice, or she wants to give you advice, right? They do. But they're worried about what you would say if they did do that. So they're there for themselves, okay? Start slow with stuff you feel comfortable doing. If you enjoy lifting weights, great, lift weights. If you enjoy walking or if you enjoy classes, go to classes. Do things that you actually feel comfortable doing. Go with a friend if you can that you know is going to support you and lift you up to boost your confidence. Get a good tunes list going. Like that really does help. Even more importantly is have a program so you don't get stuck and you have to walk around like a headless chook like most people in the gym. Have a program, but also find out how to lift properly. The best thing that you can do if you start with an online coach when you go to your gym is ask the gym owners for a free PT session, but get them to show you all the machines, everything, so you know how to do it. That will hopefully curb the fear of starting at the gym. Okay. The hardest part is walking in the door. What's the best way to set realistic fitness goals? Again, break big goals into smaller ones. That's the best way to do it. Okay, make your goal specific, measurable, time bound. Focus on the process and not the actual end of trip. How do I deal with setbacks or slow progress? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're losing half a kilo of body fat per week, you're doing really, really well. Okay, exceptionally well. That's the healthy weight loss range. So adjust your plan and keep moving forward. If it's not working well for you, get support. That's probably the most important thing when you're on a transformation journey. The people around you who support you will make or break you. Okay, they really, really will. So be mindful that you need a support, whether it's a community, whether it's your partner, whether it's a friend, whatever it is. Whoever can support you is going to make or break your transformation journey. Okay, I just want you to remember that. Last couple here. How can I incorporate mindfulness into my fitness routine? Okay, being present when you're lifting is really, really important. Okay, they say mind-muscle connection. I don't know if you guys know what mind-muscle connection is, but it's the feeling you get when, for example, you do chest press and you can actually feel your chest, getting worked on, or your bicep. Okay, when people look in the mirror to do a bicep curl, they're looking at their bicep to make sure that they're actually working the bicep. So mind-muscle connection is really, really important. Realizing that exercise is a form of self-care, so you can appreciate your body. That's another way of doing it, but also comes down to your nutrition. Okay, you've got to have mindful eating, making sure your calories are hit, making sure you hit your target, whether it's weight loss or muscle building or maintenance. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, just checking through here if there's any more questions coming up live. I haven't seen any new ones. Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you, appreciate that one. No, we're all good. All right, hopefully you guys got something out of that today. Yeah, I like this format of 30 questions in 30 minutes. It's a lot easier to get through. There was a ton of sort of gold nuggets in there. If you are stuck on weight loss or fat loss and you don't know what to do, send me a message and I'm more than happy to help you point in the right direction. It's not a gratuitous plug, it's just the truth. I like to help. You need a free protein recipe book that I made, send me a DM and I'm more than happy to send it over to you. And if that helps you get on your journey to start off. But if you are on a fat loss journey or a transformation journey, the most important thing to do is, number one, have a goal of whether it's a body weight, whether it's a piece of clothing, whether it's a body style that you want to have, athletic. Maybe it's just you just want to be able to take your shirt off in public and feel good about yourself. Have that goal setting about for 6 months, 12 months. That'll get you enticed into doing that thing or losing that weight. Okay, but more importantly is the support system you have around you. If you don't have good support, it's going to be hard to tackle those really low moments.